The man used a small knife to scrape off the mold from the biscuit, then he spread expensive caviar on it, and this became his meal for the day. But this small amount of food was far from enough to fill him up, so he fished out a tropical fish from the aquarium. First he used a knife to chop the fish into a paste, then he coated it with flour to make fish balls. Soon a plate of delicate fish ball sashimi was ready. Nick couldn't wait to pick one up and take a bite. However, the next second, the fishy smell made him gag uncontrollably. He quickly took a big sip of top-shelf vodka. Only then did he manage to suppress the nauseating taste. But after finishing this meal, the next meal became a new problem. Fortunately, he was a skilled thief. He knew how to use tools to pry open the storage cabinet door. To his surprise, there were a small amount of food and canned goods stored inside. There was also a large frozen steak. The surprises continued. Suddenly he heard the sound of water sprinkling. Unexpectedly, the dry vegetation area had started to be irrigated. He quickly lay down on the ground, greedily drinking the fresh water. After drinking his fill, he lay on the ground again, enjoying the cool sensation. After resting for a while, Nick began to think of ways to escape. First he tore down the expensive curtains. Then he dismantled the bed he slept on, just to retrieve the rope hidden under the bed. He then gathered all the furniture in the house together, tying them all together with the curtains. After ensuring that the 6-meter-high pile of furniture wouldn't collapse, he carefully climbed up. Finally Nick reached the ceiling, but to his surprise, the window glass turned out to be bulletproof. It seemed that the hope of escaping had become slim again. By now the indoor temperature had reached a scorching 41 degrees Celsius. Even though he took off all his clothes, he was still sweating profusely from the heat. Even drinking water couldn't lower his body temperature. When bored, he would watch the surveillance footage. He would sketch the cleaner's appearance. This was the only way he could pass the time. Just then, he suddenly noticed the cleaner was cleaning at the door. He hurriedly put on his clothes and went to the door shouting, begging the cleaner to hear his voice. However, the cleaner was wearing headphones and couldn't hear his shouts at all. In despair, he ran to the surveillance monitor, only to find that the cleaner had already taken the elevator and left. Nick could only search for another way to escape.